Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Off the Console, the hottest podcast all about tech news and gaming and everything nerdy. This week, James and I, we're doing this without high tech. He's doing a family thing. I hope he has fun.
He's abandoned us.
He's abandoned us
for family.
He's never coming back. No, I'm just kidding. He'll be back next week, I hope. This week, we've got some crazy news, dude. This week we have Epic laying off 1,000 employees. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the end of Sora AI app, which couldn't have happened to a more deserving application. We have Google reveals their new AI RAM reduction algorithm, which is fascinating. And a whole lot more. We're gonna jump into all of this here, but we like to start the show off by chatting about what we've been up to this week. James, let's start with you, my friend.
I've been up to nothing except for doing research into Home Lab again. Which, and I always look at the prices. I'm like, do I want to buy this? Do I want to buy that? And I think I'm consigned to. I want to buy a nice little rack, like the ones that are almost designed for the Raspberry Pi ones, not like a full rack. I just kind of like want a nice portable one, and like mount it either to my wall or mount it under my desk. I'm kind of like, I like the idea of making my desk an all-in-one system to where so it manages all the clutter in my room. Because right now I have my Mac Mini, or not Mac Mini, I have a Mac Studio, like a beefy Mac Studio, mounted with a 3D printed mount under my desk. So it just sits there, it's quiet. It's what I'm talking to you guys on. Then I have my PC over here, my gaming PC, which I do want to fold into like a home lab and stream. And I have all these plans. I talked about it last year. Still haven't done it. But I decided to at least continue searching for what I feel like is what I want to build. And so still down that path. And it got me down the path of, should I 3D printer? I'm like, well, I could 3D print more and more of this stuff and just do that and save, I mean, I guess some money, but also make it the way I want it. Because the 3D printer I have right now is good, but it is old at this point, and it jams more than I like. I want something that I want one of the newer ones that has a lot less issues, that has multi-color filament, support and all that. Meaning, you can have multiple spools and just choose what layer has the different colors. So it got me down the rabbit holes, and then I got looking at monitors. And then I probably won't make a decision yet. So, but yeah, looking down those rabbit holes and playing more Resident Evil, I think has pretty much been my week. I guess working on my platform, but once again, maybe one day I'll talk about that in more full when I have a full demo. But yeah,
nice.
That's what I've been doing. What have you been doing, man?
Yeah, well, on the point of the home lab, I cannot recommend a Minisform N5 NAS. I can't be more excited about it. I think it's a freaking great thing. So if you want someplace to start, that could be where you germinate like the rest of your home lab from. Also, a Raspberry Pi cluster. I have one in my 8-foot server rack in my closet. I got 4 of them, and each one is running a dedicated app that I just cannot let, fall off. So all of the important shit, like my home lab, my home assistant's on one. I have some files being served off another one. So you use your home lab for business though. Oh yeah. It's like it's kind of graduated beyond a home lab, and it's more of a server system. It's with corporate infrastructure, pieces,
right?
Yeah, it's like it is part of, it's like my business, like the brains of it. How I would treat my home lab, and I think everyone has a different idea of what their home lab would be, but my ideal is like the platform I'm building can be deployed in almost one click to a couple of hosting. And right now I want to do Hetzner because it's cheap, it's good enough, and then have replicas and backups put onto my home lab. And I could even do, I guess, a failover system too. If, let's say, for some reason they go down, I could have it served off my home lab. I have gig internet here, so it's not like, I don't think it's, is it up and down? It might be. Usually fiber is up and down, but I can't remember if it's
both ways. But yeah, like it would be as more of a backup for my business type of side of things, and then for my personal, I want to do more of the hosting of videos, photos, and stuff like that more, and it's kind of more my backup of everything that's going on, or replace certain services. I know that's been a big thing in the YouTube spheres, like replace all these services with a home lab or with your own server or whatever. And I think those are good. I think they're a little disingenuous sometimes because you're not going to get the same experience, but I think eventually you're not going to get the same experience anyways with, let's say, if you're not buying DVDs and putting them on, like, I don't need to go down that far. We might get in trouble if we start mentioning certain tech. But, like, essentially, having your own media again.
Yes.
Like, right now it's really good on Netflix, but what if they start taking, like, and I'm not going to go into exclusives, but if they do rotate. A lot of these services rotate, and then you don't have access to it anymore. And so it kind of just, it's nice to have some stability on your own where you're not having to pay monthly fees. But yeah, I think there's a balancing act. I think some people just want to get rid of all services, and I think you're going to have to just reduce it down to what you feel is manageable.
Yeah, at this point, like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I want to remove as many paid services as I can and host them myself. Some things are a priority that, like, I can't afford to have them fail, so I will pay for those. But, like, for the most part, it's like Nextcloud. That I'm not going to pay for Google Drive. I'm not going to pay for Dropbox or whatever. Nextcloud, and I have. I put money into it, right? Like, but I have like 27 terabytes, and besides my power bill, that's all I have to pay for is my power bill, and I have 27 terabytes of cloud storage right there, which is pretty sick. So I'm a big fan of that. As far as what I have been doing this week, man, I have been working on 3 big articles for the website. I posted one of them yesterday. It's called, what was it called? It's called The Casino and the Bazaar. I've been working on this for about 3 months, this article. And it's like 4,000 words, and it's really great. You should go check it out. I'll just leave it at Casino and Bazaar. I'm also working on an unboxing of new old stock Steam Link and Steam controller, which I'm very excited about. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm doing a companion video and podcast episode as well as the article itself. So that's going to be really cool. You can get tuned in for that. And then what was the other one? Oh, I have a BioShock retrospective coming.
Ooh,
that is over 4,000 words long. And that's also going to be a podcast episode and a video on the channel.
Nice. No, that's awesome. Oh, man, BioShock.
Dude, BioShock. I reached out to Ken Levine, and I tried to get an interview, but he did not reply. But yeah, I've been busy, and I also have like a bunch of client work that I got to get done as well. So it's great. And also, Dash did an article under the hood of Sharpie, crafting a fantasy console from scratch. If you've heard of Pico 8, Sharpie is like Pico 16. Sharpie is basically an SNES, a fantasy SNES style console. Like Pico 8. It's really cool, and Dash was able to interview the developer, and it's just super, super great. Oh my god. I still can't believe the kind of content we post on the Bryant Review. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, like, you surprised me with how much different content that's still tied together. Like, it doesn't feel stale. I like it.
Thank you.
That's good. That's a good thing.
We work really hard on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it comes off that way too. So if people have not gone there yet, at least go and subscribe in the sense of put your email in, right?
Yeah, so you can subscribe and get newsletters delivered right to your inbox. You don't have to do that. You can just subscribe, and you get access to like exclusive articles as well, which is pretty neat. Yeah. All right, you want to do the first? Let's do the first story. Let's get right into the.
Let's get right into it. Well, hold up.
What?
How are people going to know to keep on coming back?
Oh right, yeah. You guys, if you enjoy the episodes of the podcast, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Off the Console. We're also we have a Fediverse enabled podcast feed. You can head over to podcast.subscribe2.me. Newly restored. We talked about that in the bonus episode on Patreon, where you can subscribe and get access to exclusive bonus level content. And then there's something else. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. RSS feed over at podcast.subscribe2.me. Yeah, we got a lot going on. Is that everything?
Yeah,
I feel like that's everything.
That's everything. Discord, maybe.
Discord, we
Patreon.
have a Discord channel. Yeah, I was supposed to add that last week to the template, and I didn't do that.
And we have more people sign up for the Patreon, and for the people that have signed up, let us know how more you want of us. I guess that's a horrible way to put that, but yeah, no spicy stuff. That more of our spicy stuff. Yes, all of us is for sale. No, but I want to make sure people feel like they get what they pay for. There's a lot of spicier content there, and we talk about politics maybe a little too much sometimes, but it's that type of world these days.
Yeah.
And we've tried to move more of that over there. And so
yes,
it's good stuff. We still got plenty to talk about here, but yeah.
Yeah, this week we had, like the bonus episode, we had over an hour, or almost an hour in the bonus episode. And there was some spicy stuff. There was some good stuff. We talked about dark patterns. We talked about, what was the other? We talked about something else.
Cash Patel.
Cash Patel, getting his
infrastructure.
The podcast infrastructure, Castapod. So go check that out if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun.
You want to know how the podcast crashed for a few days.
Yes.
The story's there.
Yes,
Breaking.
and how I fixed it. It's over there.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's get to the first story. We have Epic laying off 1,000 employees because Fortnite engagement has slowed. Man, I almost said, High Tech, tell us about this.
High Tech, please tell us about this. We're just going to have an AI version of him.
Yeah.
It was bad. No. Like really bad AI. We could use Sora. Oh, we can't use Sora. We'll talk about that later, I guess, right?
Yes. So yeah, go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah, so basically what happened is people have slowed down playing Fortnite, right? We talked about it, I think it was last week, how Epic had like raised the price of V-Bucks, right? And so apparently that was a stopgap measure. But you raise the price of things in this economy and people are going to stop paying for it even harder, right? So Fortnite is now laying off 1,000 employees to save money as it grapples with industry-wide and company-specific challenges. How much of this is due to memory prices and gaming, like hardware prices? How much of this is due to wars going on in the world? I don't know, but James, tell me your thoughts on this.
So, I think people do forget that layoffs did happen before even COVID and all that. Layoffs were typically a thing of like 1% to 5%. A lot of big companies would do layoffs. They usually to clean up areas and all that. I'm not saying it's right or anything. But now it's like become common to just lay off like chunks of your company. And sometimes they hire back in and we don't hear about that. They'll hire back in for new initiatives instead of just trying to move people around and see if they want to. It's so inefficient. Like people say business and capitalism makes for efficiency, and it can in some areas. It does not in others. But to kind of swing it back into this, Fortnite was never going to last forever. No product is going to last forever. You can milk it for a long while. Like, who knows? World of Warcraft could last, I guess, forever. It's not going to last that forever at its peak, though. Like, World of Warcraft does not make as much money as it used to. Fortnite is going to hit limits, and I feel like it's hitting limits now. And part of it is they diversified, which I think is good in the sense of like they created new modes, they try to do different things. They give us free. Honestly, they give us free games, but at the end of the day, I think I'd rather 1,000 employees keep their job than giving us all games. My personal opinion on that. I like having free stuff, but I can also pay from. I don't know.
I've never accepted a free game from Epic. Just saying. Not once.
I have like 200 games or something like that.
Really?
And the funny thing is,
wow.
I rarely play them. It's more out of, oh, this is cool, I'm going to claim it. But I don't. The only games I actually play on Epic are the exclusives that are on Epic that I bought. Like Alan Wake 2 was the only way to play it was on Epic's system. And a big part is I love the devs of Alan Wake and Control and all that, and so I'm going to buy it no matter where it is. Like I even if it was on Meta, I know we talked about how much we hated Meta. I probably would still buy it there to support the devs more than whatever. We don't need to go into ethics on that, but I will buy and play it wherever. And so that's So there's like 2 games I think on Epic that I own. Beyond that, I don't like the idea of splitting my library up into 2 different places. I just prefer it in Steam. So
yeah, well, Steam provides a better platform and experience. I think and that's.
I think it does, but I think ultimately why a lot of people do it is because that's where they started and they don't want to move. Yeah. And I hate managing. Like I have a couple of games on like the Origin launch or whatever it is called now. I have a couple of games in other places and. Just F those guys because they didn't even need to. They're publisher levels. Like Epic is publisher too, but Epic at least has like other publishers that they allow publish on it, right? It's a little different. It's a true store. The other ones are just publisher controlled and they want to control their whole experience. I understand. And if they would have actually done it in a way that like, oh, you get some big benefits from using their launchers, okay, cool. I guess that's cool. But what more could they do? I don't know. Like, I get the idea. They want to have control. They want to give some experiences to the people. They didn't do that, and they're not going to do that. So F them. I know they wanted to save money, but they probably spent more money by developing those platforms than they did by just negotiating with Steam to have a little bit lower take. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm deviating. I'm going all over the place on this.
Well, basically, so Epic says that it had about 4,000 employees remaining after they fired 1,000 people. That means that they fired about 20% of their workforce.
Yep. That's
bananas, my dude. And like they've done this before. Back in 2023, they cut 830 jobs, which was about 16% of their workforce at the time. So the idea here that Epic can like arbitrarily hire and fire huge swaths of people and like potentially ruin livelihoods and like, dude, I mean, why do we let them get away with this shit, man?
Unions.
Yeah, well, we need unions, absolutely.
Unions would solve like this is going to destroy this behavior is going to further destroy AAA game industry, and it's just going to further destroy the game industry. In the sense of like what we know of it. I don't know if it's going to fully die out because people are passionate, but these companies are going to eventually regret doing this type of stuff because either they're going to these people that get fired, some of them are going to be entrepreneurial enough to where they can go get investing themselves and build games, and we've seen it already. Like with Expedition 33 is a great example. If we can continue that trend, then like Ubisoft. That's a Ubisoft problem, like in the sense of they had all that talent. They had all that talent, and it goes to show that higher-ups don't know what the F they're doing when it comes to actually making good games. They control too much of this, well, it has to be a live service. Instead of letting more, and it's a creative career, you got to push more into the creative. You can still be a guiding, like you need, well, I guess at the end, you just need more creative people in the top. And they've monetized it too much now. Like in AAA, it's all like, okay, who's the best business person? You can have both. You can have someone that's really creative and be good at business. We don't see that as much anymore.
Dude, the thing is, like, I've seen, like, I think I saw like one comment the other day. It's like, stop talking about unions, right? But like, for anyone who's skeptical of unions, think about it like this, okay? Epic thinks that Fortnite is their golden goose, right? They think that that's what's going to make them more money, right? They think that, like, and they think that the people that work for them are disposable. But what they don't understand, like you were saying, James, is like when they fire these people, they lose not just the money that Epic had invested in training these people, getting them up to pace with these projects, but they lose the institutional knowledge that's been gained. And it doesn't seem to faze them at all that suddenly 20% of the knowledge of the company is gone, right? Unions like force capitalists to, and I'm not saying anything negative about capitalists, right? Unions force capitalists to recognize that the golden goose is the labor, the people that like work to produce the products, right? And the games industry, if you think the games industry sucks, if you think that most of the games that are out there right now, especially from AAA publishers, are terrible and they're nothing like, you know, the golden age of gaming when we were kids, you're right. And it's because these companies have moved beyond the idea that the people in the companies matter. They don't think that their employees matter at all. They think that having the live service product is like the means to an end, and it's not.
IP is, don't get me wrong, IP could be king, but if you don't have a good developer, we've seen it time and time again. When people have left, like BioWare is a great example. They had an amazing team. They should have done whatever they could have to kept that, and they learned quickly that your IP can be soured and killed off easily. And now, like, don't get me wrong, I still like all the Mass Effects. I'm skeptical of the next one. We'll see. I like the newest one. I know a lot of people didn't, but I like it.
I haven't tried it.
I'm a little different of a person, I guess. But at the end of the day, and I've been treated like this before. I've been almost called a cog at multiple jobs in offhanded remarks. They refer to people as cogs, and that is dehumanizing. One, if you have a CEO doing that, that's they can just screw off. And I guess to all, like, so yeah, screw that type of stuff, the cog behavior. Also, I didn't realize we had a comment about someone talking down on like unions and all that. I think, just to respond to that guy, please tell me, like, what's the benefit of not having unions? At the golden age that you probably think of America, we had the strongest union force. So data-wise and a lot of other things, like, kind of prove that unions are good. Now, if companies don't want unionizing, then they need to treat their employees better. Or else it's just going to happen. I think it's going to happen once there's someone that's more union friendly in the office. It's going to happen, right? Because we have laws against union busting that don't ever get followed and whatever. I'm not going to go down that. That'd be a good bonus level topic in the future. But do you guys like? I don't know. I don't understand. Do you guys like the path that AAA is going right now, where most of the new games coming out, especially in the IPs that we like, just aren't as good? And then if they let them be more passionate about the development and it doesn't hit the numbers that are unrealistic every time, like Dead Space is one I always come back to. The Dead Space remake did well. It made money, but they instead of keeping that dev studio to keep on doing stuff and making them money, even if it's not like the most money, they laid them off or split them up. So please tell me how it's about money. And like in the good old days, like, oh, okay, they're making money for the company. People are like, we're doing well. There's a good padding there. So if they do make a mistake, they'll recover. And Dead Space is one of those. They don't care about Americans. They don't, in the sense of like, because I'm pretty sure the dev studio was Americans. They just don't. And I'm going to put it in more of a frame of like America right now, because I think other countries have better labor laws at times, but they don't care about Americans having jobs or putting food on the table. Like, they don't care about that type of stuff. They could. Like, we've seen it. Like, a lot of these companies. I don't know, man. This is a rant that would be more for on the bonus level. It's just,
No,
I get so
I'm
tired
totally
of it.
with you.
I
Yeah.
get so tired of it. Like, people are all about America, about having people that work, and then they don't bat an eye, or they don't want to do anything or have any policies that will help actual people and devs retain their jobs, and that they're doing good at.
Yeah. Well, think about it like this, right? Like the term redneck comes from like Appalachia, right? Where union members wore red scarves in solidarity with each other. And if you look at Appalachia now, where the rednecks are, there are no unions. The reason that Appalachia was able to have sustainable industry is because of unions. And as soon as the unions were gone, shit started going downhill, right? And it's the same here in Maine, right? Like, I grew up here. I remember when there were a couple union guys in my town, and they lost their job. The union got dissolved at the paper mills, and then the paper mills closed. It's like, dude, what do you think's going to happen? They don't value labor. They value, the ways they can exploit people the most. And
I mean, a lot of people get screwed over too, and you can see like in today's world, it's gotten even more vicious, where they buy companies, they gut them, they fail, it's a write-off. It's crazy how sadistic it's gotten, and that's why, like, I don't know, it's made me sour on capitalism somewhat, but it's not like
well,
I'm
you know what they
against it.
say, the people who hate capitalism the most are the people who have the most money, right? Like, because as soon as the people, like the people at the top of the capitalism game, have all the money, they're no longer interested in having a fair game to play, and they will do everything they can to undermine it so that they can stay in control. So it's like, I am a capitalist. I own a business. I love money, okay? But I also have a sense of morality, and I will not exploit people based on whatever. I cannot play that kind of game. I want a level playing field for everyone indefinitely, and I don't want, like, where we're at now, which to me seems like post-capitalism, to be the game that we're playing. So I don't know. Anyway, we could go on for ages and ages on
go
this.
on forever, but like some of the, so they're shutting down Fortnite Rocket Racing, Ballistic, Festival Battle Stage, Game of Honor. Sweeney explicitly noted, sorry, I'm reading in the notes that I have.
Oh,
It's somewhere in there. Noted that the layoffs aren't AI related, and teased huge launch plans towards the end of the year. Plus, Unreal Engine 6, Epic Games. This is the Epic's second massive layoff in 3 years. Yeah, so I get it. They're trying to make. Maybe they're tightening up to do some good runs and all that. I understand companies will do this, but oftentimes they also have the runway. Like, on Epic is not they're not publicly traded, right? They're just publicly they're half owned almost. It's still
I think that they got like Chinese investment. I don't think that they ended up
they do. Sweeney still owns, I think, 51%. So
yes.
It's still private. It's still So there's at least they don't have to, and they make billions. Just so people know, Epic is massive. I don't have as much of a hate for it as Garter, but like I like the Unreal Engine quite a bit. I go back and forth between that and Godot. I don't necessarily like the idea of a company, just because like Unity showed like having a full company behind an engine could be a mistake. But I don't know. I like it. I like the Unreal Engine. I like what they do. I like the pricing model. But beyond that, can't they just move these employees around a little bit and not fire so many? Like I think it's like when you see mass layoffs, I feel like it's lazy, because bet you they're going to rehire a bunch of people, and it's going to be very similar jobs.
The thing is, man, it's like if they can afford to fire this many people all at once, then they didn't even have to hire them in the first place, right? It's lazy to fire them all, but it was just equally as lazy to hire them all, right? If they can just simply afford to like lose it. So for me, this is about like having some real reckoning, going back to unions, sorry.
Yeah.
But no. So one of the things that I found interesting about this is that they said that they've settled their court case with Google, which like they hadn't won, right? As far as I knew.
Yeah.
So they're settling the court case now that they don't have the disposable income to keep this going.
They have
so much.
I think they have the disposable income. They could tighten. The thing is, they could tighten up in areas that don't affect people. So I just want to paint a little picture with layoffs. If no one's ever been laid off, then you can sit down. Meaning, like, if anyone wants to comment and say whatever they want about if you've never been laid off, then you can sit down because you don't understand what it's like to be laid off and then try to get a job afterwards. It is devastating for two reasons. One, it puts a red mark on you, the scarlet letter kind of thing. Companies are less likely to hire you because they think you're not a good employee. And especially when things tighten up, like where you need to get a job and there's not as many jobs, it makes it, you're pretty much creating homeless people in a lot of ways, or people that will depend on the system. And I know some people don't like that. I mean, I think we should have safety nets, but I think we should have the best way possible to get them back into work and be contributing to society. This is not it. This is very it's very dehumanizing. And when you are laid off, there's also like a lot of emotions that go into it. Luckily, if you're laid off from a big company, you usually have a pretty good severance. So I wouldn't be shocked if they have like a good 6-month runway severance, and with these probably the 200, maybe 150 to 200,000 salaries, I'm sure, for some of these guys. This is most likely also going to affect North Carolina, Raleigh, because that's where they're stationed. And
I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
they bought out. Like, cool story though is they had a mall go out of business, and they bought up the mall and reconditioned it into their offices. I thought that was kind of cool. Epic did.
Yeah. Well, when you have like 4,000 employees, you got to have something that size, right?
You do well. Yeah. Soon they won't need it. They'll be
yeah.
No, it's just
Jesus.
I bet you a lot of these people could have been repositioned, not have to go through a layoff, which really people really got to start understanding. Like, it is not great, especially in the game industry. Like, because like, am I going to be working ever again? Because companies just they're slimming down workforces to just live services. It feels like that's all they care about anymore is live services, and you don't need, like, once something's successful, you can just have a skeleton team of just creating. Like Fortnite has some pretty interesting, I think, collabs, but it's going to just get worse, I think. It's going to get worse. The collabs are just going to be very lazy. I feel like they might be going down that route to just maybe, I don't know, profit hoard. I have no clue. And I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm going really off the bases on a lot of the stuff, but it is just frustrating to just keep on seeing that the game industry is just dying. Yeah. It's dying in our head, and we're seeing it. Like what was it last year? Like a third of the industry was laid off at one point. People don't understand. Really, people don't understand if they've never been laid off or fired. Like how I'm not saying that we shouldn't be allowed to. It's just a union could be like, hey, guys, instead of laying it off, let's go create another studio and just try it out for a year and see if we have something viable. And that would be the same amount of money as if you just freaking laid people off, because they're making billions still. It's not like Fortnite's losing money. They're just afraid because it's not hand over fist making, I'm sure it's slowed down. I bet you they're at an even keel now of what they're making, and a lot of companies are doing this. Like a company I worked for, I'm not going to mention, a year ago, freaked out because they weren't growing 25% every year. Or they were growing like 5%, and I'm like, that is unsustainable.
Yeah,
it gets to a point where that is unsustainable, and I think companies need to understand that there are walls.
Yeah.
Especially if you sell chicken, there are walls. But yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to find that comment. I can't seem to find it.
That's okay. It could be maybe they deleted it. And if someone did or didn't, I just unions can be a double-edged sword too. It's just
Unions aren't perfect by any stretch, but like
no,
they are
nothing's
a great
perfect.
temper.
Yeah, it's a great way, especially in the creative industry. I think it should be quintessential to have unions in a creative industry because the real people creating all the wealth are the workers here. Like if all the workers were left, the higher ups would be screwed. The company's over.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Speaking of the company being screwed and over, OpenAI shut down the Sora app.
Got me excited. I thought you were going to say Meta or something, but yes, let's continue on.
They can be next if we really try. So this is crazy. OpenAI. If you guys don't know what Sora is, first of all, it is their attempt at a social media platform like TikTok, full of AI generated video. And dude, this is crazy. Like this makes me so happy. This makes me so incredibly happy. OpenAI just announced their decision to shut down Sora, which apparently this Forbes article says it was popular. I think they had 2 million downloads, which I guess kind of makes them popular. But it was like a video generation platform. And I mean, half of the video you've seen, like AI generated video you've seen, comes from Sora. Dude. Also, this comes just 6 months into a deal where they signed a deal. Oh no, this comes just 6 months after operation, right. And they had just signed a deal with Disney, allowing OpenAI to feature Disney characters in Sora. Guys, if this doesn't tell you how dysfunctional the OpenAI organization is, man, that was $1 billion deal, right? Like, yeah, it was $1 billion deal between Disney and OpenAI, and they were like, nah, we're changing our mind. Like, the fuck, man.
So
it's almost like AI is unsustainable at that scale.
AI is an interesting thing, and like I've said, I use it, but I'm liking more of how Anthropic's going about it. They're trying to be a little bit more at pace, but I don't know. All I know is like we don't need to race, and I know that some of it is they feel like they need to race Chinese and some other stuff. And I've listened to some good political takes on the AI race of like why like we should probably get to it first or whatnot, because whoever has more and more viability, they sell to the rest of the world. China loves selling their services to the rest of the world and get them dependent on their system. I don't know at this point, like both our systems are kind of iffy, but that's kind of the point. But I don't think I think we need to pull the brakes and be like, okay, yeah, no, let's do AI. Let's do it in a more ethical way of like making contracts with people to train. So it's like, hey, people are getting paid, maybe even getting paid royalties for some of their stuff, for training data, getting paid, like not destroying markets like the GPU and RAM industry is getting destroyed. Making a $5 trillion company that was like a couple $100 billion company a couple years ago, in just a few years going to 5 trillion is come on, guys, like that's not a sustainable growth pattern.
Not at all. And it's all intentional, man. Like that's the thing is like, I don't know. People gave so much shit to Matthew from Lutris because he said that he uses AI development tools in developing Lutris. And we actually did an interview with him on the review this week, and there was so much like negativity. And I understand why people don't like AI. I don't like AI, right? But at the same time, there are certain like technologies when it comes to AI that I'm okay with, right? Like text to speech. Guys, the text to speech AI stuff has existed for like over a decade. It's the same thing that like it's been powering YouTube.
Machine learning.
Like
that's all it is. It's ML. A lot of AI is ML. Like it's just machine learning.
The big problem that I have with AI is not like machine learning stuff or algorithms like that we have relied on for over a decade. The problem that I have is specifically like the unnecessary commodification of it all, right? The idea that every random person needs to have access to a chatbot. Nobody needs that. Very few people actually need an AI chatbot, and yet it's being shoved in everyone's face. But when it comes to something like Anthropic, code generation, so many programmers that I know who do it professionally are like, yeah, I use Anthropic. I won't do it. I won't do it, but I don't begrudge people for doing it. I worry that it will end up hurting the people's coding skills, but that's your choice, man. I'm not going to begrudge you for that. But when it comes to just any random chatbot for any random person, it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. It's the concerns of a lot of things. I don't like that AI is also it's kind of hurting the industry too, like the software engineering industry quite a bit. But I'm one of those guys of I'll grab onto trends. I'll be an activist as much as I can in certain areas, but in my career, I'm going to do what's going to be the best for my career as I can. That's still in some lines ethical. I still write code. I don't write as much. I more review code or I more design systems. I'm already at that level anyways. So I'm already being an architect. So this is just a nice way for me to work on some of my own stuff. I have written a lot of code that I have AI just kind of okay, let's shore this up. Let's get this back in because I have ADHD. I get 80% through a project. And I'll be honest, it's very nice to work with a system that can help me get over it and kind of use it as an accessibility kind of tool in the sense of okay, you're kind of helping me with this problem that I have. It's nice, but it's also I'm also on the bench here trying to say we need more to make it more ethical. We need to make it if we're going to use AI, we need to do a lot of systems, and I'm all for. I want us to have more politicians doing this. I will vote for anyone to do all that's my point. I'm trying to go about it in a little bit of a gray area, but I do want change, and I support Anthropic too, because I think albeit they have a lot of that they need to improve, they're at least better than OpenAI. OpenAI has just proven that every year I feel they get worse. They're just becoming another meta, if not worse, in the sense of they started out open source, they closed it off, and then they just started going really weird because I think they want to win no matter what, at what cost, no matter cost. And so
Sam Altman, I think I said this last week, but Sam Altman to me reeks of the worst kind of future rich boy, desperation, right? Sam Altman to me seems like the kind of person who saw Elon Musk get really rich from PayPal or whatever, and saw Zuckerberg get really rich from Facebook, and he was like, I'm gonna do that, and he started 40 different companies and they all failed. And he has just been relentlessly focused on just becoming the next rich boy. And that's what he did with OpenAI. And that's part of the reason. And I said, the reason that I have emphasized that nothing that OpenAI is doing is new in multiple times throughout the podcast and through my articles is because, like I said, machine learning has been around for quite some time. And the reason that everyone is so tired of it is because Sam Altman's desperation has made it to the point where he has to exploit machine learning as this commodified thing. And it's everywhere because he's this just scrupulous salesman. I don't know. The thing is though, we're witnessing maybe the first stone to fall out of the wall here, right? This could be the bubble about to burst, right?
It definitely could be. It could be them shoring up and finding ways to just make sure, because they do have revenue. It's not a small amount. It's not a small amount of revenue, but it definitely is overshadowed by how much debt and operating costs that they have.
They had in quarter 3 of last year, they had a $12 billion operating loss.
Yeah.
Billion with a B.
Big companies like this, Google at one point was in the billions. I don't think it was this high, but it was all the major companies for the past decade and a half to 2 decades. Some of them get into a profitable state. I think Google's in a profitable state. Some of them do get there. So I'm careful saying that OpenAI is going to fully fail, but it doesn't look good. And especially if you can have better, like some competition come in and just kind of do it better and have not as much of a loss. Because I don't think Anthropic has much of a loss. Their model is they're more towards engineers. Engineers pay quite a bit of money for it, and I just don't know though. That's the comparison. And then you got Grok. What? Oh gosh, Grok.
Well, dude, I mean, the question is, Sora was like extremely heavy on compute, right? So
yeah.
So does this mean that like those resources are going to go into chatbot, or are they going to like lighten their resources? And maybe sell RAM at a discount or something. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, maybe this will help with the RAM crisis a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's pretty greedy industry though. Like the way that they're buying it all up, and including Nvidia. Pretty greedy. I mean,
does this also have to do with the fact that Nvidia pulled out of that $10 billion deal? Right? Like, I just cannot see OpenAI. The reason I think that like that this is like the first crack is because I think Nvidia has recognized that the $10 billion circle jerk that they've been doing for the last couple years is that train is over now. Like they realize that they're not going to get anything out of it anymore. So they've pulled back, and a $12 billion operating loss per quarter. Even if Sora removes like $5 billion from that, that's still what, $7 billion? I can't do math in my head, but like that's insane, dude. Like that's an insane amount of loss, and that it is not sustainable. And if there's not regular cash infusions from Microsoft and OpenAI, and Nvidia, this company is going under, dude.
Yeah, like under. I think they're being used by so many different services that there's a couple of different directions that will go, and will be interesting. I still, at this point, I feel like it's a deflation kind of thing. I don't think it's going to crash. I think it's going to deflate, and then something's going to take its place eventually. We'll see. Well,
dude, there's no way. There's literally no way that even if they had $12 billion in revenue that they were making, there's no way they're making money, right? Like not like all the companies that rely on OpenAI right now, they are not even coming close. I mean, a $12 billion loss is unfathomable to me, right? That's 12 million.
Yeah.
I can't even comprehend a million. So it's like, no. Would that be 12 million? I don't know. But it's huge. It's an unfathomably gobsmacking number. And the idea that like all of these companies that are paying for OpenAI services, how the hell is OpenAI supposed to cut $12 billion in operating revenue per quarter from their budget?
So they can optimize their models. They can, if they don't need to buy more and more server farms, that will go down. This is something that people don't think about. They could. There's a lot of reasons why this could all be going down. Let's say if they own the server farms, they own more and more. They're stacking it on there, and then they're going to be, let's say, cutting out Sora, so it's not it's reducing it. They don't have to buy as many, or they optimize their models to where they don't have to buy any more for a long time. They can start getting into a more manageable loss, or even be in gaining profit. That's my whole point with this. Like, there's so many moving parts, but I think the biggest thing that's going to kick OpenAI out is competition, and that's what they're worried about. And we'll just see. I also think as we get going along and optimizing, they're going to optimize themselves out of a business too, and other companies follow suit. because then you'll have more democratized AIs and you could just run it locally.
Right. So. Well, I mean, Google has optimized. Oh my gosh, I can't show both at the same time. That's super annoying. Oh well. Google has optimized or unveiled a way of optimizing AI memory addressing. I don't know much about this. What can you tell me about this?
I don't know about the tech itself, but like Google reveals a new compression algorithm designed for AI use called TurboQuant. Interesting name. Designed to it sounds like an insult. Designed to reduce memory usage by up to they say usage by 6 times, but it's got to be up by 6 because you don't have a flat compression rate. As per Google, this has resulted in significant drops in stock prices for memory companies such as Micron and Samsung. That is interesting because I do think it's going to, like, you're always okay. Let's see, what are the drops here? Like 6%. I don't know if I go like as far as like there is a dramatic, but it could be just an ebb and flow. People are like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna sell now and maybe cut some losses just in case if this does affect RAM. It's not like Samsung's making more RAM. Like if that RAM's freed up, they're just going to sell it back to GPU, like to people that need GPUs and RAM in their systems. So they weren't making more. I don't think they're going to lose money. It's kind of interesting how fast people are getting on this. It's also interesting to see how this algorithm, this compression algorithm affects AI. It doesn't say any other system except for it's designed for AI usage and its memory.
Yeah. So apparently, this is like Google's actual research paper on it, and it's a quantization algorithm that enables massive compression for large language models and vector search engines. So this could have more applications outside of LLMs.
Yeah.
Because vectors are like a huge deal. I mean, this could also probably help with... hypothetically, if we're talking about like the same kind of vectors, it could help with GPUs, right? Like, I mean, that's a lot. Vectors are basically, or no, I guess
vector. So it depends on how much. In this case, I'm assuming they found a way to compress vector, the vector amount. So if there's a large amount of vectors, they have a compression algorithm now for this. GPUs can have pretty large amounts of vectors. I don't know what the data structure is for a GPU process that the type of memory that they have to process. Could maybe improve it. We'll see. This could be the start of something of more compression. But like vectors for search, vectors are used for a lot of different things, and so yeah, I mean, definitely could. Is this like using a quantum processor to do this, or is it just like...
It's using quantization.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So the optimization addresses 2 critical facets of AI. It enhances vector search, the high-speed technology powering large-scale AI and search engines by enabling faster similarity lookups. And it helps unclog the key value cache bottlenecks by reducing the size of key value pairs, which enables faster similarity searches and lowers memory cost.
So this is partially compression, partially just optimization. So
yeah,
interesting.
Right.
It's not fully compression.
Right. And so, I mean, I think that's kind of the idea is like it's optimization and it's compression. So that's where the term comes from.
Yeah,
and that, this is the kind of thing that will help distribute LLM data or AI data, because like I said, like, there are like application specific things that machine learning is great for, right? Like having your images, like the images you take with your phone on your Nextcloud server, being able to be searchable by like the content of the image and you don't have to go through and manually label all of that shit. That's great. Being able to like generate like an edited timeline that you can go back in DaVinci Resolve and go in and make adjustments after the fact, removing like the tedious shit. That's really cool. I love that kind of stuff. So if this enables being able to run LLMs on lower powered devices like your phone, that could be awesome. Or even on a you know, an M5 NAS from Minisforum that I have in my service library.
It could actually bring in more of the democratization. Like a lot of the language models that are very useful need about 256 to 512 gigabytes of RAM. I'm curious if this is like, and like I said, it's going to be up to. I have compression is not a static thing typically. It's not going to be just six times more compressed or reduced memory usage. It's going to be up to. That means that any major model that I want to run would run on my Mac Studio right now that has 96 gigabytes of RAM. So, and if that's the case, and where AI, like, it's still not going to beat like the Anthropic Opus one, I think, but we could get there. Like, this could mean that like we don't, like, it's definitely could put AI more into the pocket, into our pocket or our devices, which further going into like the OpenAI thing could solidify their death. It's going to help them with that profit loss if they can utilize this, and I'm assuming it's a patented system, but like even if they pay for it, they'll reduce their losses quite a bit. I'm assuming they don't need to buy as many GPUs, but we'll see. Because I think RAM's a huge part of it. Doesn't mean that's not the only part that's important, but it's a huge part.
Yeah. Well, something that might free up some RAM from the market is the U.S. government just banned consumer routers made outside the U.S. What? Why?
I understand. I think this ties to a story. Let's see, the backstory that led into, the DOJ and FBI in 2024. They disrupted like a KV botnet run by the Chinese state-sponsored hacking group Volt Typhoon, which had been hijacking small home office routers to conceal attacks on U.S. Critical infrastructure. We've known that like there's like backdoors and stuff like that added into devices, right? That from companies, or not, companies and governments of like, let's say Chinese origin or maybe some other stuff. And so I think that we could have an inspection process that would stop this if we wanted to. I think it's a little silly to just outright ban stuff when we could have a process of import that could cause, but no, maybe it was a bigger deal than we realized. And maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know.
That's quite generous of you to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
I'm a very generous person today, I guess. But yeah, to go further, like the FCC ordered the ban on import of all new consumer routers manufactured overseas, citing cybersecurity risk. TechCrunch is one of the sources that we have. We have we don't. The Verge, but TechCrunch and a bunch of other places have covered this. But TechCrunch was this isn't just a TP-Link thing anymore. Which didn't TP-Link get banned altogether from the U.S. because of this? Yeah. It's everything. China controls roughly 60% of consumer router market. And virtually all consumer routers currently on the market are made outside of the U.S. So U.S., Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam. It's
So is there a single manufacturer in the U.S.?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there could be some to say that there's probably some business level ones, some ones that make a lot of money that are very designed, and they get their parts from China, but that's not where you would get the injection of the botnet and all that. You'd get it at in the complete device. Usually they then flash it. We don't manufacture our own networking devices. Like, we could probably have a couple of companies start buying parts and then doing it ourselves and then flashing our own firmware onto it. And then that would, for the most part, pretty much protect us from it. But even if you can't trust companies, especially ones that want to make profit quickly, that they just won't grab firmware that's developed by some person that's in China that they just don't know.
Right.
So I think if you want to go the safest route, you could do it two ways. You could do a security system in America that scans ports and stuff like that for tracers, which at even nodes, there's certain levels of nodes and stuff you could maybe track using AI with machine learning that would actually work. Or you could just on import require a part of an import tax on routers to say, hey, this has to be scanned coming into the country. I think that's the best way to do it, honestly. Like any router, because routers are so quintessential for security, right? If your router's compromised, your network's screwed.
Yeah.
And so maybe having I know people don't like taxes, but putting an import tax or something on this to fund a program to just check the flash, like the BIOS or whatever on these devices.
This is wild. So according to this, router makers need to, number one, secure a conditional approval that lets them keep getting new products cleared for U.S. entry while they work to convince the government that they will open up manufacturing in the U.S. Or B, make the decision to skip selling future products in the U.S. like drone maker DJI already did. So, but dude, so I have no problem with bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. I think,
but this
that's
is a
bullying
bullying technique. This is This is just bullying, and I don't like it this way. This comes off as like the administration wanting to make more money. Yes, this is another avenue for corruption.
I was going to say basically what you just said. This is bullying, but this is also the Trump administration saying, "Hey, if you want to continue selling your products in the U.S., you have to pay us." Which they're not saying that outright, but that is exactly what's going to happen. That is the reality when the rubber meets the road with this ban. So
you give incentives. So the best way, if you want to drive and incentivize building in America, and it's been proven, especially for the newer ages, you incentivize through just through incentives. Like you can give. Hey, you want to be a startup for a router company in America? We are going to help fund you a little bit. We're going to use taxpayer money. Now that comes back to the to the payer, we do it in pharmaceutical, and we don't need to get into that. But there's ways to do it to where we benefit, take out a lot of the risk of people that want to try to get started, and then we can take away that incentive, and they're started. They can sell. They have a good product. But we're not doing that. That was part of the CHIPS Act that Biden did. That was actually, I think, a good act, was to kind of talk people into doing more, or in these companies, I wish it was more at the startup level. Not startup, but business, small business, because I think we really have a small business epidemic right now in America where we got to stop giving billion and trillion dollar companies incentives and actually give it to small businesses and people that want to actually make, so make something, be successful. But I know today is my ADHD out of control, jumping around everywhere.
No, it's all good, man.
This is the wrong way to do it, in my opinion. Like I said, if we really are worried about it, then we're going to be okay, there's an extra inspection. Maybe we'll do it actually do an actual tax on imports or something like that. That would actually make sense, where, okay, we have to start scanning everything. You can't go by customs and do all this other stuff and be a legitimate company. And if we catch anything, then you're banned for a certain amount of time until you prove goodwill. That's the way to do it. I don't get why they're doing it this way. I don't know.
Well, like I said, this is another avenue of corruption.
Or we flash it. We flash it here. We make it so I know it's all boxed up probably over there, but I know it sucks. But we could we have a couple of things we could do, just a couple of steps we could do to just probably make this work.
Yeah. What we should do is require all networking infrastructure to be open source. That's what we should do.
I'm not against that. Honestly, it's got me thinking more and more maybe I'll just build my own effing router.
I was thinking about doing the same thing. I already built my own firewall, so I'm thinking maybe a router might be next in my future.
I've I actually have, in the past, I've flashed. I guess I haven't built my own router fully, but I've flashed my routers before in the past with my own firmwares, right? Like not my own, but stuff I got, right? Open source ones.
I've flashed like DDWRT and OpenWRT and stuff on Wi-Fi routers, but I also have like a Minis Forum, like little mini PC that I put pfSense on. Not pfSense. I use OpenSense. OpenSense is basically pfSense, but different. But yeah, no, like, dude, I think like that's where enthusiasts are going to be going with this, right? Like but like for everybody else,
go buy your start stuff now, because it's going to it's going to be one of those things where I think there's going to be money, like people are going to go grabbing all the stuff to make it. So
yeah, dude, it's crazy. But you know what though, man, we're talking about like nonsense regulations, but like, let's talk about like regulations that actually make sense. How do you like that for a transition? I'm proud of that one.
Love it.
Mario Kart Tour is now rated 18 plus in some places because regulators are cracking down on in-game gambling. My dude, this makes sense to me. If a game has gambling, even the appearance of gambling, and if it accepts money in any way, shape, or form, I think that it should be rated 18 plus. What do you think?
I think our kids need to be educated more on gambling early on, and I don't like this. I think we should be doing gambling games so that people know how to learn I don't know how to gamble. I was never taught, so I need games like this. I'm being sorry. I'm kidding, of course.
Dude, you said that because you could feel the rage building up inside of you, right?
I will say, at the end of the day, I think having these age gaps, I know people don't like to hear this, especially people underage and all that. It's not going to last long. If you're 12 and you're like, this sucks, I can't play this game, it is 6 years, and then you have hopefully a long life to be able to enjoy this type of stuff. I'm not saying that we go gambling and stuff like that. I think it's a little fun. I have liked games in the past of like kind of mimicked the like nightlife gambling kind of flashy aspect of like Vegas or whatnot. I've enjoyed those types of concepts, and like I haven't cared about gambling, but I'm coming off as a very personal, but like from a data standpoint of like how it affects a lot of people, we have an epidemic right now of people gambling. So yeah, maybe we should talk about getting rid of dark patterns inside of games, and that's including gambling behaviors and betting. Or at the bare minimum, I might ruin the game, but inject in there, hey, the house always wins, guys. Like you can't, like you're not gonna be the next millionaire.
Especially in a digital game where the odds of winning are completely and arbitrarily and effortlessly twiddled. Right? Like they could make everyone a winner and it would cost them nothing, but but they can also make everyone a loser and ensure algorithmically that you remain as on the hook with addiction with these things. And also like the fact that a Mario game is now rated 18 plus, perfect. Ooh, chef's kiss,
I think it's kind of fun, you know? Give something back to the adults.
Yeah.
Kids get everything. No.
Right. Well, dude, I just love this. So, go ahead.
Sorry. So let's see, I have the Mario Kart Tour, and I've played it a few times. I need to get back and play it. Probably play it with my kids. But is this like a new level or like new mechanic, or has this always been baked into it?
I don't know. Let's find out. So
yeah, I've played the game and I don't even I brush past it.
The Mario Kart.
Well, I made a dark pattern to encourage. Yeah. Okay,
so according to Peggy, Mario Kart, or in Brazil, Mario Kart Tour has been re-rated 18 plus on the App Store. Okay. The mobile spin-off uses gacha mechanics where players spend money on microtransactions that don't always guarantee good rewards. Which that's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure. But like, dude, like,
I mean, Brazil's doing it. Like all these companies that we like, I know Americans think we're better than. I'm not, and I don't think we're better than other countries. But they're doing these things that protect people. I don't want fights with people because I think there's good and bad in everywhere. Yeah. But they're even doing it, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really like. It just is forcing Nintendo to say, "Hey, you're going to have to like maybe do some stuff to change these behaviors." But to make it not like we don't want like. If there's one thing a gambler is a burden on society. I hate to say it, but like an addicted gambler, someone that just cannot, is a burden on society and themselves, and oftentimes just they like it is not a great lifestyle because it doesn't end well. And it's proven time and time again, like it's such a weirdly addictive thing for certain people that why trigger that and get like kids get that triggered in them to then they'll start doing it at like casinos and stuff.
Yeah.
Or online. Because honestly, right now with Polymarket, it's crazy. I don't know if you've seen much of Polymarket, but like there's bets on like if we're attacking Iran or whatever. Like it's disgusting the bets that they put on there.
It's another avenue of corruption, my friend. This is the fact that like Nintendo has been including gambling mechanics in games for ages. I mean, that's kind of like Japanese culture, right? But also,
they have pachinko bar machines and bars and stuff like that. Where, it's that's the thing. Like, and I don't know how bad it is over there with gambling, but I think there's just a portion of people, the way their brains work, when you get it activated, it's kind of like end game. It's really hard for them to get out of it. Yeah. But it doesn't, like, for me, I don't have like a desire to go gambling because I know the odds. I know a lot of stuff. Like, if I'm on a cruise ship, like the only time I've really gambled and won anything, and the only time I've gambled is because I walked away. I'm like, oh, I'm up $20. I'm out. Peace out. Yeah. And that's the only time. That was like 5 years ago. So it doesn't, like, some people don't think it affects, because it doesn't affect them, it won't affect others, but it does.
Right. Well, dude, I mean, if you've ever played the lottery, right? Like I have that too. The thing is, like, I go buy a lottery ticket, and it's fun for me because it's like, oh boy, like, what if this ticket right here in my hand actually wins me the jackpot? And then I think about all the things I would do with that jackpot, and then I don't win. I think the most I've ever won from a ticket. What I usually do is I will go buy, like, I'll wait for the jackpot for like Megabucks or Powerball to be like, over 50 million or 500 million or whatever it is. I wait for it to be like that. And then I go buy a ticket. And usually I'll spend like, $15, $20 on a ticket, and it'll have a couple, multiple numbers on it. And then I'm like, ooh, this will be great. I don't think I've ever broken even, like, even on one single ticket. I think I've maybe won $14. Like, that's the max I've ever won from a Powerball ticket. And it's like, dude.
Stupid. Gambling wise. So I'm in Utah. We don't have it. Nevada doesn't have it, which is where the next state I'd always go over. There's one little place where I can grab it. I guess I can go to Idaho. I think it has it, but Arizona. Oh yeah. So I every once in a while, and it's more because my friend would do it, I'm like, you know what? I'll grab a scratcher. But yeah, I guess so. I've gambled there, but that's a ritual thing where I'll grab one or two, and it's just more fun to just see what happens. Yeah. I could be a part of the problem on this. I don't know. It's a gray area. We're also adults. It's not like we're talking about kid stuff, but yeah, it's fun. Like I maybe have won $1 or $2, but I usually wasn't in the vicinity to cash it in, and so I just don't.
Well, the thing is, man, it's like for people who are capable of doing it in a healthy way, in a rational way, it's fine, right? But like, what these games are doing is training, like introducing gambling mechanics to kids at an age where they are far more likely and susceptible to develop problematic gambling habits. Mm-hmm. And it's just really bad. And so I personally think that digital gambling, point blank, period, no questions just needs to be banned completely, because they are able to manipulate the odds.
Well, it's so easy
to the nth degree. Yeah, and it's just,
so easy.
It's wrong.
I guess I'm gonna fold it back into unless you have. Sorry, it sounded like you might to fold this back into this a little bit. I don't mind that we're going after these things where it could trigger these habits in kids. I think the Mario Kart one might be a little bit, maybe I don't know. I'd have to play it to really see. Maybe it's really not that bad, but it's low hanging fruit. I'd prefer us to ban more of the online gambling, because this stuff will lead into that, and then they'll just like the amount of 18-year-olds, because even if you put it at 18, like 18 to 22-year-olds that are just pretty much ending their lives because they're getting into so much debt because it's so easy. It's easy to pull up an app, and a lot of people now that when they just watch sports, they're just betting pretty much the whole time that they're watching. They don't even enjoy the sport anymore. They pull up their app, they bet. I have sports betted once, and I did it because it was funny. Because I did it. My dad hopefully will not listen to this. He's a big BYU fan, which is a religious school here, Mormon kind of thing in Utah. And I saw that I'm like, oh, they're doing really good. I'm going to put a little bit of. I didn't see if I actually won, but I put like $1 or $2 on them winning, more as a fun play around thing. But I don't know. I do think we just need to ban it or regulate it heavily. Meaning like, oh, if you want to do it, okay, but if you're getting loans, you cannot legally. We've got to make it so you cannot legally get a loan out to gamble.
Yeah.
Like if we know that any of that money got tied to that, then the company is going to be at fault, because you can't use a credit card. You probably can't use a credit card gambling, because the credit card companies are actually kind of sensitive to some of those stuff. They don't like stuff being like that tied to them, and so I mean, there's ways to fix this. And it's just, this is low hanging fruit. I mean, we could tackle the big stuff and go down to the Mario Kart level. We're not tackling any of this.
No,
but
we can though, and we should.
Well, I think once enough people don't have any money and enough deaths, I think we will. Unfortunately, that's how we handle it, and that's horrible. But
yeah,
I think eventually it'll be one of those things where it might be too late for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about something else, because this is making me depressed. Pragmata's newly revealed New York stage was painstakingly made by human developers to look AI generated, according to director. I don't know anything about this story. High Tech put this in the article, or in our show notes.
So they created the imagery designed to look AI generated. If it were such a thing, the idea behind this level is that it's not actually New York, but an AI generated New York. And Capcom stated that their level is handcrafted, and imagery was intentionally handcrafted to give off uncanny feelings. So they want to make you feel uncanny. I wonder if there's a play. I don't want to hopefully guess the end that maybe a lot of the stuff you're going through is maybe a simulation or something like that. But there's a lot of reasons to go this direction. And I'm curious. I wonder if people are mad about this, or is this just more of an interesting take? Because I'm not mad. If it's an art direction and this is how they want to sell it, and they're being upfront about it, what's the big deal? Right. Even if they were using AI. That's why I disclose when I use AI. As long as you're disclosing it, then the people that don't want to consume it don't have to.
Right. I mean, like it or not, AI has a very specific aesthetic, and I figured that it would be only a matter of time before human creatives started mimicking it in some way.
The AI doesn't like that. They're like, you can't steal from us. We steal from you.
Yeah. We own the copyright to the AI aesthetic.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
This game
could copyright shit. No, sorry, go ahead.
This game is Capcom. Capcom's been owning it lately. They've been doing pretty good. I think as a company they have a little bit of iffy practices on their employees, but this game I'm excited for. It's coming out, I think, next month, so on April 17th. I'll probably be picking this up because this is I'm a target of this. It's a third person. I think it's a third person shooter
Yeah.
adventure. And I think this chick on the back of you is an android. So.
Oh, interesting. Oh, whoa, cool. I like that. I like how that looks.
Oh, okay.
Dude. See, okay. I know they say that it's like painstakingly designed to look like it was created by an AI, but like I feel like I can tell that it wasn't.
Because there's love baked into it. You can just feel the love.
Yes, I can feel the love. No, I mean, I get what they're saying, like in terms of like it's meant to look like AI, because there are certain things, like especially like at like far draw distances, it seems like there's like that kind of AI soft filter over it, but like like that, right? Like that
right
looks AI to me, but like up close, there are things that are making sense.
Yeah.
Details that an AI I don't think would choose to incorporate. In an artistic way. And that's really the distinction. Whoa, that's creepy, dude. That face
I'm
on
excited.
Those things, yikes.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited. This is going to be awesome.
That looks pretty
and
cool.
It's using the RE engine. Ugh. Is this only for PS5? Oh, no, it's on PC. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And Series
I'll get it.
X.
I'll get it on PC. Yeah. It's on everything. Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get it on the PS5. I just prefer it on Steam. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Switch, did you hear that they're ramping down production of Switch 2?
I was going to add that in as an article. They are ramping down. Like they are. I don't know how much they're ramping down, but like it's like a third.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
A pretty good chunk. Yeah, it's crazy. Like they're mentioning that they're selling more. Like it's still very successful, and I think more successful than the last generation, but they're not selling as many Switches as they were expecting.
So according to Polygon, reports say Nintendo is cutting Switch 2 production, but let's not panic yet, according to Polygon here. Bloomberg reports that Nintendo has dialed back production on the Switch 2 after it failed to meet sales expectations over the holiday period. Citing people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg says that Nintendo would make 4 million Switch 2 units per quarter instead of the 6 million it had originally projected. This is interesting because I mean I've been kind of out of like the modern gaming scene for quite some time. I mean literally you and High Tech are like my only connection to modern gaming right now.
Yeah.
But like since the Switch 2 has come out, I don't think we've talked about Switch 2 that much. Like I don't know. It just seems like it's not that popular. I know 2 people in my real life who own one. Really?
It's popular, but I think it's it's a little bit of a bubble effect of. I think it's going to be popular for the first year or two, and then okay, a couple things are going on, and people, you got to understand, cost of living is crazy in America.
Yeah,
and around a lot of places. Like if you look at, let's say a Big Mac, it should be at this point, if it followed inflation from the 1995, it should be $4.50. On average, it's around $6.50 or $7. It's around that right now. It's greedflation happened, and people want to say, oh, they get paid more than they ever have. Yes, it's not followed inflation and greedflation and all these other inflational things and productivity, right? Cut that all out. I just wanted to give a little bit of a context of why I don't think this is selling very well. Cost of living is too high. And then on top of that, the Nintendo Switch 2 raised their price to like what, $550, around $500, from like a $200 to $300 device to $500. That's a huge increase. And I don't think I think they're doing it for a profit because they think they could get away with it. I think they could have sold it for $400 and probably still cut even and make all their money off games. Yeah. They could say they could tell me, because I always see the stories and stuff like, well, no, this is what we're spending. I don't believe the crap that they say on all this stuff. Sorry, I'm going all over. It's just, I think it's a little funny that they thought they were going to sell more and that they're not. And I think they say, oh, let's not worry about, like, this is not might not be a big deal. This should be a big deal for Nintendo. They should start rethinking some of their strategies.
Yeah. Well, according to this, so there's no question that it's the fastest selling console of all time, selling 17.37 million units up to the end of 2025. 10 million units ahead of where the Switch 1 was over that same time frame. And Mario Kart World has sold 14 million copies. Oh my god, dude.
They bundle it a lot. There was a lot of bundles.
Okay.
Like my bundle came with it.
Fair.
So that's probably coming into it. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that like the device wasn't super successful on launch.
Right.
The people that were excited for it bought it. Mm-hmm. And usually a lot of people will, like, people are still buying Steam Decks to this day, and it's sold out probably. But they were planning on a lot more people during the winter, because they know how many people have a Nintendo Switch, which is probably, 100 million plus, you know. There's so many Switches out there. They're probably planning a lot more people buying them. And so, like, don't get me wrong, I think up front it's successful. But I don't know if long-term it's going to be successful. We'll see, though. Unless they start doing some price cuts. I could see a price cut happening in, like, a year or two. I could see them dropping it by $50 to $100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's assuming the AI shit it doesn't get worse, but no. Yeah. I don't know. I think you're right though. Like this, yeah. I guess I'm like just really out of the gaming space right now.
Well,
like, even the Steam Deck, like I haven't really been paying attention to much going on with the Steam Deck.
There's not a whole lot going on except for it's sold out.
Yeah, is it still sold out? Let's check. I'm going full high tech low life right now.
We're gonna dive deeper.
We're gonna share this. This is why people tune in, right? Yeah. So no, it's still out of stock. My Lanta.
I think it's gotten to the point where people panic buy. We're in this world where if it goes out of stock once and then it comes back and people panic buy.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, you know what people should be panic buying? Neuralink brain implants.
I guess. Do you Neuralink's not the one that's by Musk, is it? It's,
yes, it
different.
is. It is.
Is it? I'll take what's his face's brain implant.
Gabe Newell's. Yeah. So this story, and this is the last one of the day. We have a paralyzed army vet is now able to play World of Warcraft using, quote, science fiction, magic, brilliant Neuralink brain implant. That's what he says.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm glad that's what he's saying. Like, and that isn't. I don't want to crap on the title. Okay. I mean, yeah. This is the type of story I do like to hear, and I think we'll see about Neuralink's capabilities in the future, and if getting hacked and all that. I tend to run more progressive with these types of things in the sense of I want progress for humanity, and if this is the areas we want to go into, as long as some people want to be the guinea pigs, that's fine. But if it can also be helpful to people that are like a paralyzed war vet, like give their at least some of their life back, like of course,
yeah, like
this is a good use of technology, and I think it'd be nice to see more of it, and still not forgive Elon Musk, of course, like he's doing this for other reasons, but like to know that like it's good to see technology and all these things do good at times. I think we focus too much on the negative, and I think that's a little bit of us getting caught up in the algorithm too. We gravitate towards the negative and sensationalized stuff, and don't gravitate towards the wins as much. Yeah, which still happen.
Yeah. This is interesting. So British Army veteran John L. Noble has shared a heartwarming update on his first 100 days with a Neuralink brain-computer interface implant. Noble variously describes the journey from day zero to the present as, quote, science fiction, magic, brilliant, addictive, overwhelming, and incredibly motivating. Along the way, he's moved from Mac newbie to power user. As for gaming, quote, I'm now raiding and exploring Azeroth hands-free at full speed, no mouse, no keyboard, just intention, enthuses the World of Warcraft fan, also known as P18 or patient number 18. This is cool. I love to see, he's been paralyzed from the shoulders down since a spinal cord injury in 2016. So this kind of Star Trek tech, I am in favor of. Elon Musk's motivation for funding it and developing it, I am
him owning
skeptical
it is
of.
also the part I really don't like. I want this to be more in a more, I don't know, researched, maybe. I don't even want a necessarily government, but I want a third party like that has like an actual council that has like a whole system behind ethics and all that. I want more than just one person that is the richest person in the world owning it. That could then dictate in 5 years or maybe have a backdoor. I don't like that.
I don't either. But yeah, man.
You think router backdoors are bad? Having a backdoor to your brain is
right. And if you're paralyzed and you can't move your hands, you can't unplug by yourself.
Yeah. Some of this will probably like the Neuralink. I don't know about it specifically, but a lot of this could help. Because it like with being paralyzed, we can repair some of that through maybe some synthetic systems, and so maybe eventually they will be able to walk. But once they can walk, and then someone wants to take it over, and you're like, okay, you're going to go fight someone now. It's the doomsday stuff. I'm not too much into that, but it doesn't mean people can't hack you, and it opens up for other problems. So.
Yeah.
That's the negative. The plus is, though, at least it's helping people. And that's at the end of the day, at least it's helping someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helping actually a lot of people. I think there's more and more people using this type of tech. And yeah, that's good. It's good. If we can take care of our vets, if we can take care of people in society that just that struggle, I think it's a big win.
Absolutely.
That's all I have to say on that.
Yep, that's Forrest Gump's best line, I think. That's all I have to say about that.
I didn't even realize I was quoting. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah. Dude, what an episode. We have even more going on over on Patreon. We have the bonus level where we have another almost hour. It's like 55 minutes of the bonus level. We talk about a bunch of cool stuff, including topics that are too hot for YouTube. Guys, if you want to like get more action, more tech news action, head over there to Patreon.
Yes. Go on over. Enjoy some good times over there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to, even if you're free, maybe we'll have to trickle in some of the older ones and let people get some for free too. You can also sign up and be a free member.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for being here, everybody. James, thanks for joining me, as usual. And we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for being the guide gardener and guiding us through these amazing, horrible topics.
Guys, join me in our spiritual journey of the tech disasters of the week. All right.
See,
all
you
right,
love enshittification. Peace
I
out, guys.
do not.
Later.
I don't love enshittification. No.
You're enjoying every single thing we talk about. Peace out, guys.
Bye.